Hello friends, and welcome to this installation video. The first thing I'm going to do, once I've removed all the packaging, is we're just going to take these screws off the sides here. Just loosen those up and free up our main attachment here. Okay, once we get those loosened up and taken out, there we are. So there's 4 of these, one on each little end here. Okay, we get these screws out, and that's basically the first step. Second step is we're going to attach this to the ceiling there, and then we can mount this on there. So let's go put this on the ceiling. Well, here's this. And so if you got wires coming through here, probably the easiest way is to like feed them through the frame here. That. And then take your screws and want to find a way where that's going to go into your holes, okay, in the mounting bracket. There's one there. And same with over here. I just need to find one that's going to work for me. Okay. So this can be possibly adjusted a little bit so it's a little easier. I'm just going to move this over to a different hole real quick. We'll have more room to work with. So probably into a longer one on the side here. Okay. Now I can get my other one in there maybe. Okay, maybe I'm going to take these washers off. There are these washers on there, but they're not really allowing the screw to go in very far. So I'll also take these washers off. Man, I'm good at dropping. Good at dropping stuff right now. And actually, I think it came with some screws here. So I'm going to try the screws it came with. They're a little bit longer. I'm going to see if they fit in there or not. Usually I just use the mounting screws that were on there before, because you know that they fit. I'm going to try the screws that came with the package here. All right, it's not a really good fit there. This one's a lot better, so I'm just going to go with this one. And that's good enough. I'll take this one out too. Just didn't take that washer off. I don't really need that washer on there. Pretty thick washer. And once we get this mounted on there. All right, that's basically it. Shouldn't be going anywhere. There's the mounting. So that's step 1. And then step 2, we just connect our wires here. So this could be kind of the difficult portion here, is just because you have to hold this whole apparatus while you're trying to hook these up. So there's nothing really to hold it. So I have an idea here. I'll be right back. It will not be easy unless you have another person to help you, and I don't. So 1 second. Okay, so I recommend something like this. This is just a piece of a wire hanger, but this is going to allow me to be able to hold my whole chandelier up while I'm working with that. So if you don't have an extra person, or you're just by yourself, this is going to be almost impossible to install unless you have something to hold this for you. You need like 3 hands. So with this, I'll simply just hook this right up there. And that's going to allow me to lift this up. And then I can just hook this on here, just like that. Okay, that's going to hold that for me while I put my wires on. So without this, it would be quite difficult to be able to hold this while you're trying to install this. It would be very difficult. So you would need somebody else to help you. So I do a lot of my installs by myself. So you got to figure out ways that it's going to work for you. So something like this. Also, what you can do once you have the ground hooked up, the ground can hold your thing too, but you just got to make sure it's hooked on there really well. Okay, so there's the first one. And then we just have these 2. So this sticks on there like that. And then we have the white goes on to white. Of course. And then the black is going to go on the black wire here. Obviously. Okay. And now we can go just test it, see if it's going to turn on or not. So here we go. And yes, the lights came on. So you just want to have it hooked up, and then turns out that you didn't have your wires connected right or something like that. So I like to, before I actually get it installed after this, then just test your lighting, make sure it's going to work here. All right, and that's the hardest step right there. I would assume the last step is we just attach the screws here on the side. So this one might be a little difficult as well, just because we're going to have to hold that on there while we screw these on here. So I'm going to need let's see, maybe I'll be all right on there. Put the screw in my pocket here so I can access it real quick. Okay, so I'm going to have to get one of these on there. So what I'm going to have to do, oops, man, my magnet's not holding now. Okay. Is I'm going to have to remove my my little hook here. All right, now my hook is removed. And then this is going to go up here onto, should just go right up onto the thing here without too much trouble. Okay. And I just need to line up the screw holes here. Oh, that's not cool. All right, so one fell. And this is where it gets kind of difficult. Just holding that up there while you're trying to get your screws in there. Aha. Okay, there's one. Oops. All right. Now I got two more to put in there on the outsides here. Almost done with this one, I think. And then we got one more screw to put in on the side. And that does not want to cooperate. It's like they're not magnetized screws or something. Usually my screwdriver holds them on there really well. Okay. And then if you have those little wires sticking out there, you gotta push them in. And we can screw these in more if we want to. Just like that. It's going to be mounted like that. Now we have these wires. And we're going to unscrew these, get this off of here. Those are going to come down here. And we're going to attach these to our lights now. Okay, so it does give us this little screwdriver here. And then we attach these into the lights. Fix the circular screws. Put the pass the screw of one through the hole of the ceiling plate and fix in the screw cap 3, 4. Okay, now these are just kind of open to interpretation, then I guess that's how you want to hang them. We have 6 here. 6 of these are hanging. So we can just do the corresponding one. These little things, they just go down into there, the metal ones. And then you just tighten this down with this little screwdriver they gave you. Just like that. And that's going to hold it like that. And these can be adjusted to pretty much any angle that you want. So this one here, same thing, just push this in. and it attaches. So this is kind of a creative one you can do. Basically set it up to show you any little configuration you want or bend on the actual light bars here. So there's another one. Now I'm just going to do, I'm just pretty much going, the third one goes to the third one, and etc. So this one goes here. These are super easy to connect and tighten down. No problem there. And then I'll go with my next ones, which is this one. And oops, it's this one and this one. There's going to be the next ones that we're connecting. All right. So that goes in there. And then we just tighten this down just a little bit. Doesn't have to be super tight. It's got a bump on there that kind of holds everything in place. All right. Cooking. Now this one is going to be attached to this one. That goes in there, and we just tighten this down. And we're going to have one more after this. No problem. I think we're all good. And our last one is this one. And that's going to go right there. So I'm not sure if there has to be even a rhyme or reason as you do it, as this is more kind of an interpretive installation. This is kind of a piece of art here. So put that in there. And we screw that down. Okay. So these, we can push the wires in and make it pretty much any way we want. So right now it's kind of hanging kind of like that. So turn that on, we can see, boom, it's basically these pretty cool like light sticks here. And then you can have them hang any way you want to. So these, you can just feed them, push them up into the ceiling here. So if you want to adjust the heights on any of these, you just push those up. So say you want one going one way, one the other way. This one's kind of slack, so just push it up in there. And that's going to adjust it. Maybe you want it to go in a different direction. Maybe you want those flat. Just like that. And just simply closely by the edge, just kind of push these in. And you can have them hanging down any way that you want to. If you want them all one direction, that's what you can do. And if you want them all different directions, no problem. It's actually kind of cool. And whichever way you want to is how you can set this up. So these are fully adjustable. I can push these up quite a bit, basically as much as I have room for in there. And if I want to adjust the height and the difference of these, it's no problem. So maybe if I want one going this way, like that, and if I want the other one tilted the other direction, like that, I can do that. If I want this one going this way, I can do that. If I want this one tilted this way, just push that up in there. And same thing. So it's just whatever you want it, whichever direction is fine. You can switch these up any way that you want. But you see it does put out quite a bit of light. Now if we have these coming out up here, it's no problem. You just kind of shove them in there and they'll stick in there. I don't have this on like super tight. Once I had this, if I had this adjusted all the way, I would just lift that up and these wires would be out of the way. So these can be just pushed back in there. But if you were to attach this to the ceiling, you would push this up all the way. So when these go up there, they're not going to come out like this. And even if they do, they can be pushed back in there with like a thin piece of wood, like a popsicle stick or something like that. So pretty cool. And you can switch these if you want it to like a different way. This puts out a lot of light. Actually, it's kind of pretty. All right, so there it is. It looks pretty cool. And if you wanted these going different directions, you could simply just take this, like this one off and have it go to one across. So that way you could have ones not only going like this, but like this. So it's fully customizable to like any way you want to throw out the light. So it's definitely a pretty nice looking piece here. So you can have these vertical, you can have ones going this way, that way. That's how I'll put out a good amount of light and it looks really cool. So, all right, my friends, thanks for watching this video. Have a great day and I'll see you next time. Well, one final thing I forgot to mention is if you want these to go up, these wires, you can just push them up in there. And then to go down, it has this little lip on here. So you just put your fingernail on there and then you can just slide it down. So it's pretty cool. You just push that up like a little button and then you just pull down as much as you want. So super easy to adjust. Just push it in and then that slides down just like that. So it's really easy to make it fully customizable. Like I said, if I wanted this one to switch to look at this angle, I can just remove this cable, hook it up to the one off the side here, and you can make it any way you want to. Okay, friends, have a great day. Thanks for watching.